lounging in the music lounge on the Brian McKnight Show.
I'm your host, Brian McKnight, and as I promised you, I love bringing you brand new music first. And sitting across from me inside the studio is Mr. Chris Mann. Welcome to the Brian McKnight Show.
Thanks, Brian. All right.
Now, for those who may not know, you are a new artist.
Yes.
And what I'd like to do now is just to have you play, because I've been sitting here listening to you warm up and do your thing. Trust me, ladies, you are ready to get an earful. And then I'll show you where you can get an eyeful. You know, I can say, because I'm secure with my masculine. He's a good-looking guy. You like him as far as the blue-eyed soul kind of thing goes, even though he doesn't have blue eyes. But I'm not even looking at him because, you know, that's the thing. But I'm going to give you one quote from the Boston Music Spotlight. It says, his lyrics are romantic, his melodies are soulful, and his voice is exceptional. And he has the charisma to be one of the next great singer-songwriters. Ladies and gentlemen, Mr. Chris Mann.
Thanks, Brian. When the lights fade, it's such a pretty view on the last take. All I see is you in the fast lane. The city rushes by, I just can't wait, 'cause we only have tonight. It feels like I'm slipping, I'm losing my way. Everyone's pushing and pulling, I don't know how much I can take. So I'm holding on, you're my lifeline, and I fall right into you. Holding on, and you're the only way. Slow me down, I stay on the ground. Holding on is all I can do till the lights fade.
Wow.
Wow.
Yeah, man. That's how we doing it, yo.
Thanks.
Yes,
Thank you.
Such a breath of fresh air, man. Definitely, I'm not saying it because you're here. It's just, you know, artists are few and far between, especially new ones now. And it's, you know, it's brave that you're even, you know, being classically trained, that you're going to go this route.
Man, so I'm a huge fan.
Oh, thanks,
so this
man.
is really cool for me.
Chris Mann in the studio. I know you were with the grooving, man.
Man, I like his sound. I like Brother Chris's sound. Now, is this Chris?
This is Chris.
I'm reading about that was born in Brooklyn.
Well, I lived in Brooklyn. I'm actually from Kansas.
Kansas.
A long, long way.
Brooklyn, Kansas, Lenny.
Yeah, Brooklyn.
But you know what? but see, he has that Brooklyn in there. You know, Brooklyn is just bad. You know, I'm a product of Brooklyn. Chris Mann is a product of Brooklyn. Maxwell is a product of Brooklyn. Brooklyn is just awesome.
Got off tour with India RE.
I did.
What was that like?
I mean, singing with your heroes is a good thing. Talking with another one is another one. Thanks, Brian.
You got it, man.
Point for me. Star check. India's the sweetest, most giving artist I've ever come in contact with, and I sang with her every night, which is brilliant, and I couldn't have asked for a better opportunity. So,
when the new CD comes out, what are your expectations? I know we talked about this earlier about if you had been 10 years earlier to be on the wave of the other singer-songwriters, but I truly believe it's coming back around. But as you have been making this, how long have you been making the CD, by the way?
Well, this is not that long, actually.
Really?
Because I mentioned earlier, I made a record with Sony all of last year.
Right.
And then I left the label.
Right.
So I'm revamping some other stuff in the meantime to give the product to the fans. I'm lucky to have a lot of people waiting on a product.
Cool.
So I'm going to give it to them. That's what this is.
That's it.
Yeah.
Ladies and gentlemen, Chris Mann is our very special in-studio guest in the Lincoln After Dark Music Lounge. Ladies, I know you'd like to talk to him. You can go ahead and Google him, too, or go to Chris Mann Music.
I had it in my head that if I just could get backstage at every concert, like somebody was going to pick me up and give me a record deal. And Brian McKnight was sure as hell going to do it. So I threw CDs on the stage. I'm that guy that shows, like I used to be. Brian! And I almost hit you in the face with a CD, launching it to you. But better. And then I snuck backstage, and we actually met. Because your security sucks. That shows.
Now, we talked earlier, and I know lots of people when they go to shows, they have, dreams of getting backstage. And we were just talking. You told me a great story about how lax my security is.
It's bad.
So why don't you tell everyone about the story?
Well, growing up in Kansas, I thought there's no way in hell. How am I supposed to get from Kansas to the to a big record deal? And I swore that if I went backstage and met Brian McKnight, that Brian McKnight was going to pluck me out and hand it to me. So I was near backstage, but then I saw that everyone had orange meet and greet passes, which I didn't have. So I thought fast. I grabbed a Kit Kat bar, ripped it up, and put just a little corner outside of my hand, flashed it real quick, and let's walked right on through. Met Brian, and I think I told you that. I was like, you might want to tighten that up, buddy.
Yeah, I think I vaguely remember all that. But that's not the part. You came back singing, right?
Oh, unfortunately for me, it gets worse. I waited in line patiently, went up to you and started singing anytime, and I was like, Brian, harmonize with me. Just do it.
Right.
And then your security came over and told me to stop.
Finally doing his job.
Yeah, it's like, oh.
How about that?
Sweet. No shame. It's a low point, but it's a good story.
Ladies and gentlemen, if you missed Chris Mann earlier singing inside the Lincoln After Dark Music Lounge, you're in for a treat. Chris, do your thing. Show folks why you've got a record deal, why you've got a record coming.
I'm going to do a cover, actually, and this is on the new EP that's coming out on August 11th online. And on YouTube, you can look this up, Chris Mann Heartless.
How could you be so cold as the winter wind blows? Just remember that you're talking to me, though. You need to watch the way you talk to me, yo. I mean, after all the things that we've been through, I mean, after all the things that we got into, I know some things that you ain't told me. Hey, yo, I did some things, but that's the old me. Now you wanna get me back and you're gonna show me. So you walk around like you don't know me. You got a new friend, well, I got mine. But in the end, it's still so lonely. In the night I hear him talk, the coldest story ever told. Somewhere far along this road, he lost his soul to a woman so heartless. How could you be so heartless? No, how could you be so heartless? No. How could you be so dark to evil? You bring it out inside of me that I don't know. I decided we were gonna speak, so why are we up at 3 a.m. on the phone? Why don't you be so mad at me for? Homie, I don't know, she's hot and cold. I want to stop, won't mess my groove up, cause I already know how this thing goes. You run and tell your friends you're leaving me. They say they don't see what you see in me. Well, wait a couple months, then you're gonna see, yeah. You'll never find nobody like me. Said in the night, I hear him talk, the coldest story ever told. Somewhere far along this road, he lost his soul to a woman so heartless. How could you be so heartless? No, how could you be so heartless? No, say no, 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 how could you be so heartless?
Ladies and gentlemen, Chris Mann inside the Lincoln After Dark Music Lounge. Man, I thank you so much for coming by.
Thanks for having me.
Where can we and the listeners find you online?
ChrisMannMusic.com, and on August 11th, the EP comes out on every online music store there is.
Man, I thank you so much. When it comes out, you got to come back
I can
and do
do
it all
that.
again. Ladies and gentlemen, Chris Mann.